Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to cover the top 10 reasons that your chickens are not laying eggs, and you guys are going to be surprised at some of them. So come on, let's get started. Now, before we get started, I do want to say this isn't a countdown. There's not one more important than the other. We're just going to give them to you in random order. So here we go. So the first reason, it would be age. So for all you new chicken keepers, there's a lot of confusion on when chickens start to lay eggs and when they stop laying eggs, with that big one that everybody talks about for the 2 years. And guys, I want you to know now, we don't have any chickens on our homestead that have stopped laying in 2 years. That's mostly commercial chicken houses talking about when chickens reach their peak laying potential, and then after that they start to drop off with each molt. So, you know, the 2-year thing is really a big myth on homesteads. A lot of different breeds that we have here will lay eggs from 3 years all the way to 6 years, and they're still laying. That has to do with breed specific on when each chicken starts to lay eggs. Relatively, you'll hear everybody say it's somewhere around 6 months, but it's closer to 4 to 6 months. Okay, so number 2 is water. Water is the most underestimated reason of why chickens will slow down, sporadically stop, or altogether stop laying eggs. Skipping in water a couple of times during the day, especially in the summer, can have a long-lasting effect. Water is really important. We always want to keep a good, fresh, clean water supply. They like fresh water just like we do, and it has a really long-lasting effect on your chicken if you skip waters, especially in the summer. So make sure that you are watering your chicken at least twice a day, or checking their waters at least twice a day, and making sure they have a fresh supply of water every single day. Another big one that a lot of new chicken keepers don't know about is light. Your chickens need more than 8 hours a day to consistently lay. Most hens need somewhere around 16 hours of good bright sunlight every day so they can continue to lay. Now, with you guys in the colder climates, and you got your chickens is only hitting somewhere around between 6 and 8 hours during some of those cold seasons, then you're going to have to supplement some extra light. Now, I didn't say heat. We never worry about keeping our chickens, especially in our climate, we don't really worry about keeping our chickens warmer, but the amount of light versus dark is what we're talking about, and that will definitely have a decrease or increase in your laying capacity with your chickens. So it's not, like I said, it's not relatively about heat, it's more about how much sun they get. Another really good common reason is molting. If your chickens are molting and losing feathers, and it's just that time of year, a lot of times it happens in the fall, sometimes it does happen right dead in summer, but you guys do know once your chickens start to lose those feathers, they're in a lot of pain, and most of the time that causes stress, so your chicken's just going to stop laying eggs during that time. And this is another really big common one that happens a lot, is nutrition. A lot of people are really confused, especially new people, when it comes to the chicken world, what to feed them. Chickens are a little bit more complex than just chunking them out some scratch grain and saying you're feeding them pretty good. Nutrients and what you're feeding your chicken has a whole lot to do with your egg numbers staying consistent all the time. We have a video on how we feed our chickens here, and we give you a rundown on the complete dietary needs of chickens and how you can easily meet those with just 3 different things to mix in a 5-gallon bucket. I'll go ahead and throw up that video at the end of this one. So you always want to make sure that your chickens have a good complete diet. Just giving them scratch is not enough. Just giving them game bird is not enough. Just giving them all around chicken pellets ain't going to work. And if you're just giving your chickens layer pellets alone, then you're really going to cause a problem later on there as well. Now here's another one that's really commonly overlooked: stress. If you have any type of stress at all with your hens, again, depending on the breed, most hens, when they start having to deal with any type of stress whatsoever, like having to wait 2 days on food, or skipping water, predators coming around the coop even though they can't get in but still hanging around the fence or coop. There's all kind of things that will stress your hen out, and once they start experiencing that more than once, pretty much like an every other day occurrence and constantly happening, then you will see a decrease in eggs, and a lot of times you will see a complete stop on all egg production, depending on how much stress that they are dealing with. Now here's another one that most of you already know, but again, some of you new chicken owners may be watching this video, so I want to go ahead and throw that one in there for you as well. This one's not ever really overlooked because most people know that on chickens, when their hen is broody, she's not going to lay eggs. So that's another reason I do want to throw in why your chicken may not actually start going broody yet, but if she even feels the internal clock going and she starts to feel broody, before she actually gets in the nest, she'll prepare to become broody, which is eat a little bit more, start plucking some feathers. It takes her a couple of days to get ready for it. So the minute she starts feeling like it's time to start bringing life into the world, she will absolutely stop laying eggs, and she won't come out of it until you break that brood cycle or let her go ahead and do her job naturally. Parasites. You could probably mistake it with any other reason on this list and still have no idea. So yeah, make sure that your chickens are rid of parasites. There's a lot of natural ways you can do that. Activated carbon in the bottom of their coop. They'll pick up a piece every now and then. Pumpkin seed is another good natural dewormer. Diatomaceous earth hanging out in the bottom of the coop is another good natural dewormer. Chickens will pick up some and eat it. It's perfectly fine and healthy for them. There's a lot of ways you can do it naturally. So parasites could actually be what your problem is. The chicken is too hot. A lot of times for you guys that live in really hot climates, you need to pay really close attention to the breeds that you do get. Try to pick more on the bird's tolerance to the heat versus how pretty the feather colors are, because if you really want those eggs, then the best thing to do is find a chicken that's best for your area, because once your chicken gets too hot, they will absolutely stop laying eggs. If you guys that live in those really hot climates and you know your chickens are going to have to deal with 109, 110 degrees Fahrenheit, then the best thing to do is pick from those 3 or 4 breeds that do really well in that type of climate. All right, that is our top 10 reasons on why your chickens are not laying eggs. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.